I'm Naomi Eklund, and I have done quite a lot of coursework on the Enneagram. We have an entire class on it and many different pieces of information, including a book that I've written. The Enneagram is one of my favorite tools. Here's why. Because you can start at the most physical, mundane use of it, which is, say, for example, you have a few hours to get a team working together better. You can take the 9 basic styles and a couple of the concepts, and in a few hours, give everybody more understanding of themselves and each other so that that team can have a little more cohesiveness, a little more collaboration and cooperation, a little bit more compassion. You can also dive into the Enneagram and use it for any kind of relationship, for self-awareness, for self-development. You can make it a life study and delve into so many nuances and use it also as a spiritual tool. So the Enneagram can be used in a few hours all the way into making it a life study. A couple of the reasons why the Enneagram appeals to me. First of all, it allows us to chunk things up or chunk things down. So we can say, here's these 9 types, here's the 3 centers, here's these few pieces of information. And those few pieces of information are going to give you enough to move toward understanding. Also, the Enneagram has been around for a really long time, depending on who you talk to, which historian. I'm not my job to get into the deep history of it, because there's too many opinions and I can't prove any of them right. My experience of the Enneagram aligns with the historical point of view that it has been around for at least 12 to 1400 years, that it has passed through many wisdom schools, and I really like that it is not based in white European psychology. It's based in a larger point of view about the human being. So the human being is spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, everything, all of the things that we are. And we have certain parts of us that are quantifiable and certain things that aren't. And I like that with the Enneagram, you can do both the intuitive and the scientific, and that they can come together well. So I want to say one more thing about the fact that I like that it predates Western white psychology. Human beings, more and more, are having to learn to interact with other human beings. Technology and movement of people for a variety of reasons is putting us more in touch with more different types of people than we've ever been in touch with before. This is very important because if we use tools that go to the basic human structure, basic human reference points, we are going to create a healthier way of perceiving and a healthier way of interacting. Because it isn't just one group's point of view. It's a humanistic, holistic point of view. And healthy individuals functioning inside of a whole, and recognition from leadership that the whole has to function with and for the individuals, creates a more humanistic, more empowered, more wholly healthy workplace, home, organization, all of it. It also teaches us to have compassion about ourselves, because everything, including our relationship with ourselves, with money, with all the aspects of our life, these are all relationships. The Enneagram helps us to see that we are all things, and yet there are certain things that really drive us, and there are certain things that at an intuitive or inherent level we feel are going to satisfy something inside of us. I'm so happy that you're going to jump in on this journey. I think the Enneagram is a fabulous tool. It is a life tool. Sometimes people feel like they hear a lot of the basics over and over, and that is true. In some ways, you are going to hear the basics from many different points of view, and you're going to hear the basics over and over. If you are a person who learns through bullet points, that's great. If you don't need repetition, that's great. But what I'm going to tell you is that the more you hear things said in the different angles, the different points of view, and the different nuances, the more things start to click. And it is going to take a while for most people before the Enneagram clicks. You're going to say, oh, yes, I understand that. There are going to be levels at which you understand it. And then, like everything else, in any course of study, there's a point at which it clicks. And you'll start to have more and more of those once you hit that place where it clicks, because it's like a kaleidoscope. Each piece matters, and when you start to really see how they fit together, it's magic. So join me on this journey. Thank you.